There was a boy named Kenneth who lived with his parents. His father got a new job in town and made them move into an old apartment. They live on the top floor. Every afternoon after school, Kenneth has to take the elevator to the 25th floor. After a few days, Kenneth started to feel uncomfortable when using the elevator. He couldn't explain why, but Kenneth felt like he was being watched. He also thought that he often heard strange whispering voices when the elevator went to the top floor. One evening, when Kenneth had just arrived from school, he saw several boys living in the same building. They were a bit older and Kenneth saw them walk away from the elevator. He followed them up the stairs. Kenneth then asked why they didn't take the elevator. The children then told about the rumors circulating around there. They said that the elevator was haunted. They also said that sometimes screams and groans could be heard from inside the elevator. They told me that some of the children had disappeared several months before Kenneth and his parents arrived. Kenneth is absolutely horrified to discover that the missing children have never been found and are still on the wanted list. The adults thought they must have been kidnapped and the police are still investigating, while the children think the elevator is what caused all this. That's why they always avoid elevators whenever possible. When Kenneth reached the top floor, he immediately ran to his mother and told him everything he had heard. Kenneth's mother just chuckled and said that it was just gossip that children used to spread to scare other children. He also said that none of the elevators were haunted and it was a ridiculous story. But Kenneth still can't overcome his fear of the old elevator. He will use the stairs as often as possible even though it's very tiring. Kenneth will only use the elevator when his father or mother is with him. Kenneth knew nothing would happen as long as his parents were by his side. A week later, Kenneth came home late after playing football. He was so exhausted and thought he would not be able to climb the stairs to the 25th floor. That's when Kenneth saw his mother standing in front of the elevator with his back to him. Kenneth was very relieved and ran after his mother just before the elevator doors closed. The elevator started going up and Kenneth realized that the lights inside were not on, they were in pitch darkness. Kenneth broke out in cold sweat when he heard a sinister chuckle. "Mom, did you hear that too?" Kenneth asked nervously. The voice grew louder now and sounded like a terrible laugh. "That's the voice I told you about earlier, Mom," he said, shaking with fear. Then Kenneth heard something say to him, "You really still think that I am your mother?"